Hello friends, welcome back to Win-Win Shape Trader YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to share the simple algo program with the powerful RSI indicator with the volume breakout strategy. Okay. So also we are going to see the live execution and the backtested results of this algo program as well. So we will see what all the indicators are used in this algo program. So the first one is the RSI. So this is the simple indicator used by most of the technical traders. Okay, and the next one is we are going to use the volume breakout check. Okay, so let's discuss about the functional part of this algo program. So here we will set up the predefined parameters like what are the stocks we are going to scan, and based on that signal we will take the trades. Okay, so here for this example I am going to use the Nifty 50 stocks, and the second parameter is the candlestick interval. Okay, so we are going to use the 5 minutes candlestick. Okay, so the third one is we have to define the predefined target and stop loss percentage. Okay, and the number of quantity of the shares we are going to trade. The next would be that what are the indicators we are going to use. Okay, so the first one is the RSI, so that will be with the default period 14 and moving average with the moving average time period 30 and moving average time period 120. So only these three indicators we are going to use. Here I am going to explain about this strategy. Okay, so the buy signal. Okay, so based on what are the conditions we are going to take the buy position. Okay, so the condition number 1. Okay, so the RSI crossover, that means if current candle RSI exceeds the previous candle and above 80, so that means whenever the RSI crosses 80 level, so we will take the trade. Okay, and the second condition is volume breakout. If the moving average is 30 is breaking or crossing the 150 moving average. Okay, only these two conditions we are going to consider for this algo program. And similarly the sell signal, right? So sell signals entry, sell entry. So for this one it would be instead of 80 above 80 it would be below 20, RSI below 20. So that's the only difference, the remaining all would be same. Okay, and what is the exit criteria or the exit condition? Okay, so currently we are going to set the predefined target and stop loss as 0.5%. Okay, so basically whenever there is a crossover happens on the RSI, so we will take the position and we will apply the target and stop loss, and whichever hits first we will exit the position. Now we will see what are the libraries we are using in this algo program. Okay, the first one is kiteconnect, and this is the TALIB library. Okay, so this is the powerful library which has the most of the indicators defined here. Okay, so the next one is the panda. So we are going to deal with the CSV file data. So for that one we are using the panda, and the current timing, right? So just to display the timing, those details, and import OS. So this is to read and write the CSV file. We are going to use the historical candles data, and we will store it in the file. Storing and retrieving that file we are using the OS, import OS. Okay, and account token. So this is specific to this one, this library. This is my personal library which has the access token and all those login credential details. Okay, so as we discussed, so these are all the parameters we are going to define. Okay, so now for our discussion, now I am going to use only the Tata Motors 1 script and the time interval is 5 minutes we are going to take, and 4 days of history data. Okay, so historic number of days. Okay, 4 days of historical data we are going to extract. So we need minimum 4 days. That is because we have set the moving average as 150, right? So for that purpose we have to get some basic history data. Okay, so for that purpose we are going to use 4 days of historical data. and the stop loss and the target would be 0.5%. Okay, we are going to execute this algo program with one quantity of entry. Okay, based on our capital availability, we can calculate the number of quantity. So right now for our execution, I am going to use a quantity as 1. Okay, so here I am going to use the two functions. One is to place the buy market order and another one is for the sell market order. Okay, so here you can see so these simple and these values are parameterized here. Okay, I am going to use the market order and it would be the intraday MIS orders. Okay, and the quantity would be whatever we are passing as a parameter value here. Okay, so this would be for buy and this is for sell. Okay, these two functions we are going to use, and another one is that historical data, right? So we need to get the historical data. So for that one we are using this historical data from Kite API. Okay, so with this one we will read the only the NSE, not the future and options. So that's why I have put, it's kind of a filter. So we will use the NSE stocks alone. We will extract only the NSE stocks alone, and from the whatever the symbol we are providing, so based on that we will extract that particular stock historical data. Okay, so here name, right? So this name only we are going to pass the symbol. Okay, so here you can see I am calling this function, so I am passing this symbol, right? So the symbol will be used as a value here in name, and with that particular symbol, let's say SBI or maybe the Tata Motors. So for that particular symbol we will extract the historical information. And the next function I am using is the indicator. Okay, so here as we discussed previously, here I am just using the RSI and moving average based on the volume. Okay, so based on the moving average volume I am using the 30 and 120 moving average. Okay, only these three indicators I am using, and so after adding this indicator I will store this information into the same file, whatever the data frame we have extracted, which is having the historical information. Okay, so we have discussed about indicator as well. So now we will see about this last section. Okay, so in this section I am using the while loop. Okay, so while loop true, so that means this loop will continue. Okay, till I stop this program. Okay, so this Nifty 50 values here. So but currently I have used only the Tata Motors for our execution purpose, and I will remove that Tata Motors and I will put the all the Nifty 50 stocks for our scanning. Okay, so now I have only the Tata Motors. So for the Tata Motor, first for it, what we will do, we will get historical information, and after getting the historical information we will apply the indicators. Okay, so we will apply the RSI and moving average indicators, and after applying those two we will read the last two candles. Okay, so basically what we are going to scan is that whenever there is a crossover and the volume breakout happens, so we have to enter the trade. So for the purpose, what I will do, I will just keep on verifying the only the last candle. Okay, so that's the idea here. Okay, so let me execute this program. Okay, so now it is going. So I have not applied any print. Okay, so that's fine. So what do we want to see? So we want to see the historical data, right? So okay, so this is the historical data. So now in this step, okay, so in this step we have basically in this step we have retrieved the historical information, and on top of that historical information we have applied these three indicator values, and we have stored that into the same symbol value. That's a file name, right? So that's a Tata Motors.csv file. So we are storing into the same CSV file value. So now we will see the CSV file So you can see here, so this is having the recent volume 30 and average volume 120 and RSI. So these three values, recent volume, average volume, RSI. Okay, these three indicators results also we are storing in this same historical information file. Okay, so with this historical data extraction we receive only this part of this information, and on top of that, so we have added these three indicators values as well. Okay, so basically the moving average 30 and moving average 120, right? So what we will do, so for this volume only we are going to apply this moving average, right? So this will give you, so here in this case it would be moving average 30. So okay, so what we will do, what it will do is like it will take last 30 volumes and it will take the average. So here you can see, right, 156879.3667. so here you can see, so this is the average of last 30, and for the next one it will take the next 30. So that means we will not consider the first one and we will take the second one, starting second one to the 31st one. Okay, so now we can see the average is 7609. Okay, so this is the 7609. So this is how the moving average would be calculated. So like this, likewise it will be for the average moving average for the 120 here 120 5 minutes candles. Okay, so if it is a daily candle, then we can say it is a last 120 days or last 20 trading days, but here it is a 5 minutes candle, so we will consider it for the okay, so it would be for the 120 last 5 minutes candles. Okay, so now we have the historical data and we have applied indicators, and I will so here what I am doing is I am reading this historical information, that indicator values into the variable, and I am going to apply the logic here. Okay, so here I have that particular logic. I'll tell you the rest of the part where we are, what is the purpose of this rest of the part. Okay, so now we are going to use RSI 80 and RSI 20, right? Okay, so now we will see what are we verifying here. Okay, so here last candle data and the last second candle. Okay, so whenever the last second candle is less than 80 and the last one is greater than 80, okay, so that means whenever the crossover happens, so those two conditions, and this one is the volume based, so whenever the current volume is higher than the moving average 150, here in this case 120 volume. Okay, so based on that condition we will go into this if condition and we will take the trade. Okay, and additionally I have another condition, it is traded, right? So I'll explain you why this traded is important. Okay, so now I'll add this section. Yeah, so as I mentioned here, okay, so if the position is already taken, that's mean with the last candle itself, if the position is already taken, then we don't want to take the same position again in the next candle like that, right? So that's why we don't want to take the duplicate trades. So for that purpose I am using this one. Okay, so whenever the trade happens, then I will just add this one into the one of the list, and so I will verify if that list is already having the traded string, then I will not enter into the trade. That's mean again I will not enter into the trade. That's the idea here. Okay, so in this section what we are doing is we will take the last traded price of this symbol, and from that one we will do the calculation of stop loss and the target. Okay, so here for our example we have taken the 0.5% of stop loss and the target, so we will do the calculation based on that predefined 0.5%. Okay, so we will use the stop loss and target. So when we call this these functions, okay, to place the buy and sell orders. Okay, so pretty much I have covered everything. So before I go and execute this algo, we will just summarize this. Okay, so this is the important section. Okay, so whenever the crossover happens on the RSI and whenever the volume is higher than the average volume, okay, so during that time we will take the trade. So for the buy signal it would be crossover of 80, RSI 80, and if for the sell signal the crossover would be 20. So whenever 80 crosses we will take the trade of buy, whenever the 20 crosses below we will take the trade. Okay, we will not get the signals quickly. Okay, so yeah, actually I have opened this Tata Motors. Let me close it. So for this Tata Motors, it's not near to RSI 20 or 80, so that's why we have not received any signals. So now what I will do, I will scan for all the Nifty 50 stocks. Okay, so now this is the list of all the Nifty 50 stocks. Okay, so now let me clear the screen and let me execute it again. Yeah, so now what we are doing, we are verifying the Nifty 50 stocks one by one. Okay, so whenever there is a crossover happens, based on that we will enter the position. So scan is completed for all 50, then we will again. Okay, so for which one we have taken, we have entered Dr. Reddy. Okay, so for this Dr. Reddy we have, yeah, it's a breakdown. Okay, so it's a below RSI 20 and the previous one is 34, now it is 18. Okay, so for that one we have entered the position. Let me check that order book. Okay, so orders, here you can see Dr. Reddy. Okay, one. Oh, I lost that order ID. Okay, that's fine. So here you can see, so this 10/19/50, this order has been executed. So I'll show you that order ID. So this is the order ID. Okay, so this is the one trade executed based on our signal. Okay, so we will see what is this profit for that Dr. Reddy. Okay, first we will see the Dr. Reddy. Okay, graph. Okay, yeah, so here, so as you can see, so for this Dr. Reddy, here you can see that so in this, okay, 10:15, okay, around 10:15. Okay, so in this, for this candle the RSI reached below our criteria of 20, so that's why we have taken this trade. Okay, so we are continuously scanning, so if there is any crossover happen, yeah. Okay, so now we will see the back tested results of this particular simple RSI and volume breakout strategy. Okay, so I have taken the back tested results for last 100 days. Okay, so here I have put that details. So here you can see I have considered the 5 minutes candle for last 100 days and I have set the stop loss and the target as 0.5%. Okay, so if I consider last 100 days, then it would be around, I am scanning 5,116 candles. Okay, 5,116 5 minutes candles I'm scanning. Okay, so here, okay, so if you see the performance, then for this Tata Motors, out of 31 plus 5, okay, 36 trades, okay, out of 36, we have target achieved for the 31 trades, and only 5 of them are hit with the stop loss. So the success rate would be 86%. So here I have put the indecision count. Okay, so there is another field. So this is something like yeah, for this scan what I have done is like I have considered only the how many candles, next 10 candles. Okay, so let's say if I'm taking the trade at 10 o'clock, then I will consider only next 10 candles for my verification. Okay, so for my backtest. So that's why so even reaching the next 10 candles also, if none of the, that's mean if stop loss and target, if none of them achieved that limit, then I will categorize them in indecision count. Okay, so in this case, out of 31, okay, 31 plus 5, 36 plus 2, okay, 38 out of 38 trades. So for 2 of them, even after waiting 10 candles after taking the position also, the target and the stop loss has not hit. So like that I have put this field. So maybe if I extended this considering 10 candles to 20 or 30 candles, then this may be become 0, because within that next 20 or 30 candles, obviously we will hit any one, like stop loss or the target we will hit. So here you can see that pretty much this is giving very good success ratio. Okay, so here on an average, okay, I will come down. Yeah, so here we have 100% results also. Okay, so for Algo, and I have seen one more 100 also. How is that? Yeah, JSW still right. So for these two stocks, whenever there is a entry, then definitely it reaches the target. That is how it happens for the last 100 days. Okay, so out of 13 entries, there is no stop loss. So similarly for the Algo also, out of 16 there is no stop loss. Okay, I'm considering the all Nifty 50 stocks. This one, okay. So totally we have received 1065 signals. Okay, out of 1065 signals, 756 reached the target, and 225 reached the hit the stop loss, and 84 of them are indecision. Okay, we can just consider now this indecision as something like there is no profit or loss as of now for our discussion. Okay, winning percentage would be 76% and the loss would be 22.9%. Okay, so here we are taking 0.5% as the target and stop loss, so it would be 500 rupees for 1 lakh of investment. Okay, so for that investment the return would be something like 2,65,500. Okay, so for this backtest I have not considered below. Okay, limitation of concurrent positions, right? So we don't know for a particular day how many concurrent signals happen and how many positions we have taken. Okay, concurrent positions. Okay, it may be 10 or it may be 15 or it may be 20. Okay, we don't know, so that part I have not verified. And the second one is that slippage. Okay, and the brokerage. So we so here in this case I have just put 500 and 500. So you can add profit would be something like okay, only 450, maybe 50 would be brokerage, and here loss would be 550, maybe 50 would be the brokerage. Okay, in this case we can see still it is the very good profit numbers. Okay, and brokerage, and so there may be a conditions that we will not take the trade after 3 p.m. or the 3:10 or 3:20 p.m. Basically we are entering under the MIS positions rights in this case. Even if we get the signal, then we will not take the positions, like we will not take any intraday positions after 3 p.m. or the 3:10 or 3:15 p.m. So like that condition also I have not set for this backtesting. Okay, Also I have not set the daily, so that is the risk management part. Okay, so I have not set the daily maximum loss. Okay, so I usually keep 5% of my capital, so in this case we are getting for Nifty 50 stocks alone. Okay, so if you consider the RNSE 100 stocks, then the signals will be more, and our I don't know what would be the winning and the loss ratio, but there will be signals will be obviously more, and we will be having more profit in this case. Okay, so yeah, the algo is still running, so we have not received any other signals, so that's why we have not taken any position. And so if you like this video, and if this video is helpful for you, then subscribe to YouTube channel, and if you have any questions, then you can contact me with this below email ID. Also, if you have any suggestions or any feedback, then you can write them on the below comment section as well. Thank you.